Tatum, I've been told people are saying he is a runaway coach of the year right now, but Scott Roth is fast approaching. If he can make a late push with this Jack Jumpers team, he's certainly in the conversation.
Yeah, I think they've probably got through the T in Justin Tatum's engraving on that. I think that it's basically his, and it's well deserving.
Could that be the T in Scott?
Hey, are you copying me all day? I said the same thing. Now,
He's the
Tatum,
best coach and the best
Of course he is, but I said it first, and now you jumped on Jason Tatum. Come on, bro.
Damn.
Why you want to be like me?
I mean, I'm talking about Justin Tatum, so you can
Yeah,
talk about it.
of course, Leonard Copeland, his son is also a very good player, so you're not wrong there. But it's time to jump into the bold predictions because, Leonard, one of your greatest segments on this entire show, you really come out with some pearlers on this one. What is your bold prediction for tonight's game?
Rob Edwards will get 40 tonight. He's going to go to work. Give him the ball. Get out of the way. Got nothing to lose.
I'll accept it. It's bold. Pete?
I've got the Illawarra. You're setting me up for something here. The Illawarra Hawks bench to score 40 plus because I think they're going to get out strong.
Man, we got starters out here. We talk about bench.
Come on, bro.
My God,
They
Peter
get
Hawley,
35, average
Leonard,
35.
you guys head over to Joel Peterson. They're going to take you through this game and do a fantastic job. Not far away, top of the table, but the Cairns Taipans, 15 losses in a row, backed into the corner. Can they strike back and break the streak? Illawarra, Cairns, now.
What is going on? This guy cannot miss from outside.
Couldn't close out, and Days makes him pay. Froling scores, points will count.
Well, that's the definition of you reach, I teach. Score the bucket, he'll go to the line to add another.
What is Aldrich? Antonio gives it back to Gak. 27 as Taron Armstrong, with eyes at the back of his head, finds Galloway.
Lee finds Days, he gets a good enough look, and Darius Drays.
As Gak took it upstairs and slams it with authority. It's 4-on-1. Harvey! Harvey's going to do it again. Oh, dear.
No look pass and the goal from Galloway.
Entertainment Centre in Wollongong. This is the third regional rumble of NBL25. Illawarra winning both contests so far against Cairns, and look at the gulf between the teams on the ladder. The Hawks in first, the Taipans running last, and they're up against it on a 15-game losing streak. Good evening, everybody. Matt Russell alongside Brad Rosen. Brad, despite the struggles of the visiting team tonight, the local sporting fans have responded to the Hawks again, a near sellout again this evening.
Well, good evening to you, Matt, and good evening to everyone else. Illawarra, it's holiday time and they're loving it down here. This team has been performing outstanding. Little hiccup the last game, but the crowd has come out and it is very loud and very good.
100-plus points in 8 straight games for the Hawks, playing a great brand of basketball, and the fans are responding. But if we jump over to the Cairns Taipans, their struggles tonight are made even tougher because Sam Wardenberg is out with illness. We know a Calder Gak is also missing, and Tanner Groves, he was a game-time decision. What do we know, Brad?
Well, you can see him out there, Matty. There's no question he is warmed up. He will start tonight, is what we've been told. He hasn't looked well, and look right there, it doesn't look like it's great. I've watched him warm up, and it hasn't been the normal Tanner Groves wheel. But what you can see, he's going to give it everything he's got, and they'll play him what they can.
Wardenberg and Groves ill. It's a big, big blow for Adam Ford because they are significant pieces. Speaking of Adam Ford and his opposite, Justin Tatum, what do the coaches make important tonight, Brad?
Well, I think for Coach Tatum, it's a situation he did not like last week and the way they played. And there was 2 things that he said. 1, our attention to detail at the end of the game, and 2, they wanted it more. That's the things he'll focus on tonight. He won't worry if they're playing the bottom place or the top place. He doesn't care about that. It's getting back to what the Illawarra did. For Cairns Taipans, tonight, if I'm Adam Ford, why not us? No one in Australia expects us to even get close to this team. Why can't it be us?
That man, Taron Armstrong, such an exciting player when he's on. He's had a couple of struggles last 2 games. In fact, over the last 2 games, have a look at that. 2 of 19 from the field. If you bring Rob Edwards into the discussion, he had 4 of 23. So 2 of their key guards are 6 of not a lot.
No, it's been bad. And you look at that, they can win the game if this guy plays like he did in those other 2 games. He is well credentialed, he finishes on the break, and there was talks in a couple of those games. Look at this kid, and there's some NBA people that are going to look at him, and they're going to do that. Forget the last 2 games. He's now got some numbers and minutes under his belt. Look at that pass. He is an athlete. He's elite in our league. And tonight, I really hope for him and for Cairns Taipans that he gets back doing the step-back threes like that, Matty.
I did for Matt's. It's 6 of 42 for Armstrong and Edwards over their last 2 games. Someone who's been far more productive is on the seat there. There he is, Sam Froling. 15 games in a row scoring double-figure points. In fact, he's done it in all bar 1 game this year. Rebounds are plenty as well. He is so consistent.
Love what he brings. He has not shot a 3 the whole year. I can't believe when I thought about that, but it's his footwork around the rim. Tonight, he's going to be a key. We've spoken about Groves. He's not feeling it tonight, so that's the guy they want to go to and go to it hard. You'll see Mason Peatling and Sam Froling get on the glass tonight, but as long as they go through Sam Froling, they always look good. And then Trey Kell and Tyler Harvey can do the rest.
Froling averaging 15 points per game, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Super consistent, as I mentioned. Speaking about consistent, as we go back to Leonard Copeland, Peter Hooley and Joel Peterson. Joel, the starting 5 for Illawarra, so consistent, not so much Cairns.
Yeah, it's a tale of 2 teams very much, Matty. Thank you. Thanks, Brad. Look forward to hearing more from both of you throughout the course of the evening. Great to have you with us as we get stuck into round 15. So the Hawks going with Harvey, Cal, Swakala-Bullock, Froling and Peatling. Just the 3rd starting lineup they've had all season. It's been the 3. It's been the same for 9 straight games. It is the 13th time Adam Ford has changed that starting 5 for Cairns. So Kyron Galloway comes in front of Sam Wardenberg, who is out with illness. Tanner Groves has been showing some symptoms of that illness. He will also start tonight. Just what kind of minutes he plays. And there you see Mason Peatling in for his 9th straight start as part of that Illawarra Hawks lineup. Top v bottom. It is such a big test for the Cairns Taipans after they showed very little fight against the New Zealand Breakers a couple of nights ago. What have they got in a venue that has not been too friendly to them? What can they find this team in terms of resolve, Halls and Copes?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, the first few minutes are going to set the tone. It's going to go one of 2 ways. Either the back's against the wall, how much worse can it get? You get to play loose, you play free, you run up a score, or the wheels fall off early if they're just too careless.
They got nothing to lose here. It's a danger game for Illawarra. Yes, Illawarra want to come out and do what they do, which is run and score the rock. The Cairns, if I'm Cairns, I'm going to junk it up and just play any kind of basketball and just make sure I get off a good shot every time.
Most of the offensive stats, it's number 1 versus number 10, as ladder position would indicate. 20 of 62 against New Zealand from the field. The Snakes 9 of 32 from 3-point land, minus 30 points in the paint. And they have been leaking turnovers and points from those turnovers at will.
And that's what I'm worried about because, again, as Coach said, they've got nothing to lose. How much worse can it get? We've heard Adam Ford say, you can play free, you can play loose, you can try and get as many threes up and just get hot. But the problem is, if that becomes careless, well, Illawarra coming off a loss as well, you know they're going to be hungry and they will really make sure they take care of business.
They've got a point to prove tonight. Here's Harvey to try and get them going. That one's around and out. Best rebounding team in the comp, Illawarra, versus the worst rebounding team in Cairns. So the contrast is stark between these 2. They would love to see this man up and going. Armstrong has been having a really tough run. Groves from outside. That's good. Perfect start.
But you know what it's like. You played basketball for a long time. And generally when you're playing that last place team, you're thinking, I'm going to get my numbers. You know, some of the younger guys might get a chance to play. So you take your foot off the gas. They can't afford to do that tonight.
Well, it's human nature, isn't it? When you see that team that's really struggling, you know you're probably more talented than them. Not sure. This is that one from Euro step. It's impossible not to have that little thought in your head. How big that seed is that's planted, it'll be different for each player. And that's why Justin Tatum said to us in the pregame show, he's going to make sure his team's locked in.
Bradshaw comes up with another loose ball here. Edwards has been having a tough run at it as well. He goes up strong at Swakala-Bullock and finishes.
Tough finish. One thing we've seen right now in the first 2.5 minutes is this is the looseness, the freedom. Taron Armstrong just putting the moves on Mason Peatling. Tanner Groves to open the scoring, and then Rob Edwards just got past Trey Cowan, finishing through contact.
2 of 11 the other night, Rob Edwards. As Matty said pre-game, 4 of 23 in his past 2, 1 of 12 from outside. Armstrong 2 of 19, 1 of 9 from outside in his past couple of outings. Pedro Bradshaw had a really rough night against the Breakers as well, 1 of 9 for his 4 points. It was really only Tanner Groves and Sam Wardenberg that got going. No Wardenberg tonight. Tyler Harvey, that left hand's been red hot all season.
He's been amazing. And look, he's been great since he's been here. But it just seems like this year he's so much better because he's got Trey Kell getting him the ball where he needs it.
Rob Edwards at the other end. He's able to maneuver his way inside.
Oh, he got away with a little chicken wing. Trying to keep defender behind him.
A big chicken wing, by the way.
Harvey's had 8 20-point games this season. Tried to force it there and put it straight into the traffic. So 3 turnovers in the early going for the Hawks. Groves at the elbow. Armstrong from way outside. Foul underneath. Jackie Dover, Ruben Walcott, Ken Widgeon, our referees this evening.
This is where Justin Tatum's just having a talk to the bench. This is not the start that he would have envisioned after the loss to the Phoenix.
Another score, and I'm expecting a timeout.
Edwards baseline, a little bit strong. So a slow start for the Hawks, who've won both games between these two teams so far this season. They've won 12 of 14 at home against Cairns, and 12 of the last 14 here against the Snakes. Froling a little bit strong. Peatling pulls it down. Harvey for 3 in the corner. Nothing going for them early. 1 of 7 to start.
3 offensive rebounds. They're getting the extra opportunities as well, but just can't get anything to drop.
And you know every team at the top of that ladder would be sitting at home, rubbing their hands, wanting Cairns to win this game.
4 of 21 against the Phoenix the other night. The Hawks from downtown, so that was really the only major discrepancy in that game, stats-wise. That one's short from Swakala Bullock. 1 of 8 to get going, the Hawks.
Froling has 4 rebounds already, 2 offensive, 2 defensive.
Galloway, not enough juice on that.
I think that 5 for Froling now.
Averages more rebounds against Cairns than any other opponent. Foul on Cal as he snakes his way through the lane. Just under 5 minutes gone in this one. Of course, the Taipans on a 15-game losing streak, 1 and 8 away from home so far this season. The Hawks 5 and 3 here after a 5-point loss to the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix on New Year's Eve. Going down by 24 in their fixture to end season 2024. Froling working down low. He's fouled by Galloway.
What I like about Justin Tatum, what he's done with this rotation, is he just kind of feels out the game, where sometimes it might be Sam Froling and Trey Kell that come out first when he brings in Hickey, when he brings in Days or Albrecht. And other times it's like this. Sam Froling's got 5 rebounds already. He's looking aggressive. So I'm going to bring Days in alongside him, and I'll let Trey Kell stay out there as well.
Going to get an early Tangerine timeout here too. So a bright start for the Cairns Taipans. They have come in and mean business early. 8-2 in the early going for the visitors. Adam Ford has got so much work to do with his team this evening. We spoke to Pedro Bradshaw pre-game. He caught up with Brad Rosen.
There's been a lot of talk about player meetings around the league. Have you guys had one?
We haven't had an official meeting. We've had some conversations amongst ourselves about certain things. And then, once you talk about it, it's on us to go out there and, complete the task. So it's just, I think, putting all those things together, we know what we have to do. I think it's just a matter of being consistent about doing it the right way.
What do those conversations look like, Cools, Copes, when you're in a hole like this and just trying to find some kind of way out of it?
I'm surprised he said they hadn't had a meeting yet. At this stage,
not an official meeting.
Well, it should have been
had a few.
Yeah, of course.
A few little ones.
Should have been an official meeting. They should have had a Zoom. They should have had an email going out. Everything. Losing 15 in a row is not good. But the thing is, look, we give him a little bit of an excuse because he's, like you said, 13 different lineups. It's hard to get into a rhythm. I mean, it is.
And those players' meetings we talk about, I know the Adelaide 36ers one was a headline earlier in the week, and a lot of it is you start them by saying, do we all want to win a championship? Is that what we want to do? Is that our goal, is to right now come together? Then everything that's said after this is in the aim to help us get closer to that. And it will, some things will hurt some people, some won't. But it's all about, okay, let's talk about it, let's build up, and let's leave this as a better team than we did when we started it. And no one takes anything personally, and you thrive from it.
Antonio can't hit from the corner. Good start for the Snakes, up by 4. Matt Russell, what's Adam Ford been saying?
The expression, good job, got a fair mention as Trey Kell drops the 3. He'll go to the line with an opportunity of a 4-point play. Just back to the struggles for Cairns Taipans in this matchup with Illawarra. They've lost both games so far this season against the Hawks. And in terms of points in the paint, they've been crushed 102.50 by Illawarra. 102.50. Points off the bench, 67-20. So 2 areas they need drastic improvement. Brad Rosen?
Well, Coach Tatum was very calm. He said, we've been having great looks on there. Everything we want to do is fine. Let's look for the pick and pops on the on-balls, and you can see they just hit the 3. Pools, I do want to throw to you. What about when Coach said to you, when you play against teams that aren't so good and you want to get your numbers? Coach must have thought that about everyone in the league.
I didn't want to bring it up. Same when Felix referred to us as legends. That was, I'm not in those conversations. You are not.
Funny, man. You guys are funny. But back to that meeting thing, you got to be able to hold each other accountable as well. And if they're not willing to do that, then they're not going to win. And we just saw the play beforehand when Rob Edwards went under the screen on Trey Kell. That's not going to work.
Edwards is 2 of 6 at the other end as well. Darius Days splashes in a 3.
Just feel like Days is in for a big one. With Sam Warnberg out, no Gak. Tanner Groves is under the weather. It's Galloway. Misses as well. You just feel like this is an opportunity for Days to put up those numbers we saw at the beginning of the season.
It's a horrible time for Cairns to have big men injury problems in terms of going up against the tallest team in the league. And of course, you go back to round 1 over at Challenge Stadium, where we know Lennard dominated so many times. Darius Days burst onto the scene, 20 and 12 at his first game. He really announced himself to the competition that night.
He did, and we were worried about them finding someone for Gary Clark. Gary Clark, who last year had a fantastic season, and Days came out early and played that way. But he struggles ever since. But Tatum's a smart coach. He knows how to get the best out of him.
And Jung Lee for 3.
This bench unit. I love the way that Tatum spoke about him. I talked to him a bit earlier. But they are just so settled. They know their roles. They play extremely well alongside one another.
As Matty alluded to, the bench scoring. Another stat where these two are polar opposite. Illawarra number 1 in the comp, Cairns number 10. Groves, is that one poked away?
So he probably wants a challenge because he's got 6 rebounds already. He's not going to get it. He's going to sit down with his 2 fouls. It's one of those that if you challenge it, I think it's going to be struggled to be overturned, but I'm okay with that going unwhistled in the first place as well.
An odd game as far as some of the calls went the other night. Cairns against New Zealand. Tanner Groves gets the mid-range jumper to go. 2-point game. Cairns led by 6 in the early going. An 8-2 start. This man got them tied up. It was Lee who made 3 on their last trip down. Risky pass from Hickey. Got its way to Days, who finishes strong over the top of Groves.
He's going for 20 plus tonight. You just feel it.
Rob Edwards has got something to say at the other end.
Come on, bro. Lost the last 15. You can't be talking trash.
Lockie Olbrich walking through. I reckon Rob Edwards is talking trash when he gets out of bed. He possibly talks trash into the mirror.
Oh, wow. That's what makes him great.
So it gets him going, gets those juices flowing. Antonio from outside. No good. Snakes 1 of 5 from 3-point land so far.
And the Hawks aren't running like as usual. I mean, usually they push that ball down the court. Cairns have done a good job in controlling the tempo, slowing these guys down.
No turnovers yet for the Taipans as well, which is important. 6 of 14 from the field, the Hawks. 6 of 17 in the early going. Other visitors. Groves, not the first time. He rips it down the second. Days gets a hand on it. It'll stay with the Taipans. Minute 37 remaining in this opening frame. Joel Peterson, Pete Hawley, Leonard Copeland, Matt Russell, Brad Rosen with you. Friday night hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Edwards, Adnam, Antonio, Higgins, Teacher, Groves, the 5 for the Taipans. Days, Harvey, Lee, Hickey, Ulbrich for the Hawks. Higgins, Teacher spinning inside, finishes with the left.
Another great pass from Kyle Adnam. No, he can score the ball. We've seen that throughout his career, but just Higgins, Teacher, they've been on the same wavelength the last few games. That's a nice finish. I've told you a couple of weeks ago, I bought all the stock possible in Higgins, Teacher. This is another silver lining we talked about in the pregame. The silver lining of a season for this, where you have to give opportunity to some young guys, is who's going to be ready and take it. And Higgins Titcher's been one of them.
Just the 6 minutes the other night. 4 fouls against New Zealand, but when he's been out there, he's been productive.
Yeah, he is. He's athletic. He's smart. He hustles, man. He plays both ends of the floor is what I like about him.
Groves reluctantly accepts the call there of Jackie Dover. Just wanted to check and doesn't protest. Foul off the ball here. It's on Taron Armstrong, who found himself in foul trouble last time out. No Rob Edwards out there at the moment. He leads Cairns in scoring with 7. Darius Days has 5 for the Hawks. Lee from deep. Ulbrich comes up with it, drops it off to Hanjung Lee, cutting to the hoop.
Great pass.
Higgins Teacher goes into the advertising signage behind the basket. Kyle Adnam lost it. Dangerous man to give it to. Davo soars to the hoop.
As they push the pace better than any team in the competition. And yeah, just 2-3 points in the first 5 minutes, and they've still rattled off 22.
It's a slow start, and it's getting hurt worse. Now Days is coming downhill.
Got a flat tire there too, Days.
Come on, Days, give us something.
Those turnover issues. You give up the most points from turnover in the competition, the Snakes.
Don't want to be in a track meet with Illawarra. You'll lose that.
Number 1 in fast break points, the Hawks. Armstrong fouled by Days, chucks it at the hoop. Last couple of games for Cairns, 36 turnovers have resulted in 56 opposition points. Wow. 1.61 points per possession if they turn it over.
And that's what happens when you start a different lineup night after night after night. There's no, you can't get any rhythm. You don't know when a guy wants to go back door. You don't know when a guy's coming off the screen looking for a shot.
We put up 20 plus in the last 5 minutes of this quarter. You talk about the summer shootout, which is, we're about to really ramp up as it begins tomorrow. These two teams playing it up in Cairns.
And who'd you pick, Pete?
Illawarra, absolutely.
No, you didn't. You didn't say that.
It's going to be hard to see them get beaten that, because they're going to push the pace. Doesn't matter who they play either.
Pete ran down to his local post box to get the envelope back, I think, after he submitted his pick. Hickey wanted the call, won't get it. Armstrong can't get one up in time. And we go to the half after the Snakes led by 6 in the early going. It was the Hawks who lead by 5 at quarter time. On their home floor, Illawarra 24 lead Cairns 19.
Strawberry Jacks action from the sandpit in Wollongong. Will Hickey with a dunk in the first quarter as the Hawks lead 24-19. He was channeling his inner Sam Constas, dunking, then running back in defence, waving his arms at the crowd, saying, come on, make some noise. Adam Ford at quarter time lamented the O boards his team had given up. He wanted them to switch a bit more defensively, and he said, Brad Rosen, if we don't turn the ball over and give away as many fast break points, it's all square. Over to you.
Well, you see here, Olbrich, he puts the ball in the hole, but this is all about pace. You look at the team that he's got on. He's got Davo Hickey at the point guard. He looked at Davo and said, get it up the court. He's got Harvey. He's got Blanchfield. He's got Hung Jong Lee, and then he's got Olbrich down the middle. This team is going to put on 30-plus in this quarter.
You know what? Sorry, it's all about the turnovers here. They've had 3 or 4 turnovers in a row, and that's what gets Illawarra running. When they start running, you can't compete.
2 more for Lockie Olbrich. And he is off to a hot start, the South Australian, in this second term.
One thing, if you really want to beat the Illawarra Hawks, you talk about defense, you talk about all of that, as we might be getting a challenge here potentially from Adam Ford, is you need to be fitter than them, which I'm not sure there are many teams in the league who can say they are.
So Tangerine timeout, 28-19. First couple of buckets within 20 seconds for the Hawks. Adam Ford wanting to talk it over with his team. Of course, you mentioned it a couple of minutes ago, Pete. The summer shootout is here. You can choose the club that'll score the highest points in their summer shootout game. If you predict their score in that matchup at home, you can win $100,000. It closes tomorrow, 4th of January, best day of the year. Enter now, nbl.com.au/shootout, or you can scan that QR code on the screen. So 5:30 tip-off tomorrow. You boys will be there in Adelaide.
It's going to be a big one.
That is the first game.
It's that easy to win $100 grand.
Just $100 grand.
And if you're Andrew, you know Andrew Gage, you take away his Nokia 3315, you have to go onto a computer to be able to get that QR code. But it's that someone's walking away with $100K.
Yeah,
someone's going to be walking away.
You know it's not you though, because you picked another. You didn't pick the right team, did you, Pete?
I picked the Sydney Kings. You're in action tomorrow night.
Oh, nice.
So.
Okay.
The other one that's going to be interesting is the very last game of January. Phoenix play in Perth.
Oh, wow.
So they'll know the target score going into that, so they have an advantage there as well.
It's always a track meet out west. Phoenix, as we saw last night, and against the Hawks, can fill it up. So too can this man, Alex Higgins-Titcher from the corner.
That's your boy again, Pete.
Yeah, I'm all in. Seen some really positive signs of what he can be in the future.
Go back to Olbrich, likes the matchup with Galloway. He just palms it in that right hand. Almost pulled down the miss. Armstrong, Edwards, Higgins-Titcher, Galloway, and Bradshaw, the 5 to start here for Adam Ford. Pedro Bradshaw rattles that one in.
And let me tell you, this gym, the best rims in the NBL. Just something about this gym, it's a shooter's gym.
You see his numbers there last time against the Hawks, and liking the look of this one. Justin Tatum not liking it quite so much to call the timeout.
Yeah, he's trying to hold his team accountable. We heard about it in the press conference following their loss. Even chatting to us just before the game. He's really trying to get them to bounce back and lock in.
So 29-25, they went to quarter time with a 5-point advantage. They scored the first couple of buckets out of quarter time. And now 2 Tangerine timeouts, one for each coach in the first minute of this second term. So making adjustments on the run and just trying to make sure that neither of these two teams can get a run on. Because when a team like the Hawks gets a run on Copes, it's awfully hard to stop.
It's over. They push that ball extremely well, but they got shooters everywhere. They got guys who go to the glass, falling 5 rebounds in the first 3 minutes of the game or 4 minutes of the game. So they know how to score the ball. But, you know, another thing is, too, Tatum called his timeout because you don't want to show any weaknesses now. If Cairns can do it, other teams can do it as well, and everyone's watching.
So 29-25, just a minute gone in this second term. Matty, what did Adam Ford have to say that first time out?
Yeah, the first time out, not the second time out. He said, right, boys, we've got that out of our system. They started the quarter poorly. He said, we're right, just refocus, go out there. He was really calm, really reassuring. Anything but a coach under immense pressure. Brad Rosen, what happened at your end of the floor?
Well, Coach Tatum was still happy with the way they're going. He just said, we've just got to have the attention to detail. We cannot stop what we do game in and game out. Keep pushing the ball, but as you can see, he's got majority starters back on, but the bench did a good job.
Taron Armstrong gets that to go. His first field goal of the night makes it back to a 2-point game.
Sam following, he just caught one in the midriff and went down out of play.
Higgins Teacher loses it. Oh, Armstrong, a spectacular pass to Rob Edwards.
That's that Josh Giddey effect. This guy sees the floor very well. I'd love to play with a guy like that who wants to get you the ball.
Of course you would.
An 11-0 run for the Taipans to take the lead. Ronnie Swakala-Bullock has something to say about that.
Cairns are hanging around, Joe.
That they are, Coach.
And that's a problem because, again, we spoke about how this is a danger game.
You declared a minute into the pregame show that we had a ball game on our hands, so it would be remiss of them not to hang around.
Give me a couple of quarters, pal. If it's close, I'll call it. Don't you worry about that.
3 on the clock for Edwards. He can't hit.
Already got 10 points, Rob Edwards as well. If Cairns are going to win this game, they need a big one from him.
Kell's got 4, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, make it 6 for Trey Kell.
He's just so composed. Just doesn't get ahead of himself. Plays at his pace. He's got the strength and size. Bigger than a lot of other point guards around.
Armstrong behind the back, skip pass. Galloway, no good. Blanchfield out there, he can't corral the rebound.
Pass from Taron Armstrong on the Amy replay. Rob Edwards loved it as well. Really a turnover. Swakala-Bullock still looking for it.
He lost money.
Needs a map.
Edwards just obliging in the corner to knock down the shot. 3-point lead to the Hawks. Back and forth already in this second term. Armstrong making the space, stepping back on Darius Days. Cal inside. Days had the seal. Can't finish. He's up and back. Pedro Bradshaw with a tough shot.
Oh, that's tough. Sidney Moncrief, he reminds me of. You wouldn't know that, you guys wouldn't know that player. Would you?
Milwaukee Buck.
There you go.
Was he a Defensive Player of the Year in the NBA?
He was.
Tyler
Harvey, no good.
Keep an eye on Trey Kell. He's more hungry for defensive boards than we've seen a lot this year. You're wondering if he might have a triple-double on his mind. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He's really hunting him down.
For the first time in his career he's got to that level. Edwards misses the barn there. Very early for Zorba to be playing at a basketball game. Normally this is a bit of a fourth quarter special. Second quarter is unorthodox at best. Only 4 minutes in. 33-32. Joel Peterson, Pete Hall, Leonard Copeland, Matt Russell, Brad Rosen, your call team. Big weekend of hoops coming up. Adelaide, Melbourne tomorrow before Brisbane and Sydney. Those games kick off the summer shootout. New Zealand, Perth, Tassie, Southeast Melbourne on Sunday. Hickey, pass fake, steps inside, runner, no.
It's a really good decision there from Taron Armstrong. Stunts it at Davo Hickey to get back to Tyler Harvey. You never want to leave the most potent shooter on the floor.
That is telegraphed from Rob Edwards.
Did he close his eyes?
Pass.
Great find from Hickey to a cutting Todd Blanchfield, and Rob Edwards was lost in transition. Here he is coming back the other way for 3, drains it.
You have to be a prolific scorer throughout your entire career to have those couple of turnovers as a team and then come down and launch a contested 3-ball like that and nail it.
And the other end, Trey Kell has the answer. He's got 9 points. Edwards has 13. They're the 2 leading scorers in the game.
Just been some MVP chance going around.
Bradshaw, the triple, quick release.
Another rebound for Kell.
Told you, he's following himself around there.
9-5-2 so far. Day's backing his way inside. Count the bucket.
9 points now for Days, 4 of 6 from the field.
Edwards looking for Galloway. Slow roll to Armstrong in the corner.
Here they go.
And this Illawarra machine is whirring into motion. Cal across the lane, gets the roll! And he prances his way to the bench and celebrates.
He's tough. He's strong. He's got the size. He plays smart. Such a different player than when he first got out here.
And it's a fun style of play to watch, and it'd be fun to be a part of. As soon as you get a rebound or anything, missed shot, a turnover, everybody just turns and runs, and it's an equal opportunity offense. Whoever has an advantage, the team backs them. They all ride for one another.
Trey Cal adds the bonus. 8-point lead. He had the dance moves going there, Matty. I know your partner in crime, Brad Rosen, has had the dance moves going recently, but he's in very good form, our man, Trey Cal.
Let me tell you, Trey Cal has Rosen covered completely. He's a great dancer. Rosen is absolutely horrible. But, Pete, you raised a good mention there. Trey Cal had the league's only triple-double last season. We're yet to have one this season. Maybe, just maybe tonight.
Taron Armstrong at the other end. Is that bold prediction sort of territory from you, Matty?
Absolutely. Put me down for a triple-double. Trey Cal this evening.
I like it.
I mean, he's getting his assists up before halftime, but doing the right thing on the other end of just hanging around the boards.
5-point game after the Taron Armstrong triple. Great position from Lockie Olbrich, and Hickey surely obliges with the find.
When they swing that ball from side to side and everyone touches it, they generally get a very good shot.
Shooting at 53% from the field now, the Hawks, after a slowish start. Speaking of slowish starts, Armstrong took a while to get going, but he's now got 9 on 3 of 6 shooting.
I think I've undersold my prediction, Joel, because they've already got 27 bench points.
Lee trying to add 2 more. He'll get the chance to do so at the line.
This is what happens, and I love the way that Justin Tatum spoke about it. The bench unit, the production, the way they play for one another. It's Lee, it's Days, it's Hickey, it's Olbrich. Those 4 in particular, they make up that rotation. And they just complement each other so perfectly.
And because they're so good, imagine the training sessions. Like when you got 5 guys on the bench going against your 5 starters, you keep them on their toes. Because as you see, they're 2 guys fighting for one position. It's healthy when these guys like each other.
Yeah, that's the question I'm going to ask Justin Tatum next time we have a chat like that. How many times, if you had to give a percentage of the bench unit beating the starters in practice, I think you'll find they would do it more often than they lose.
Yeah.
34 points a game on average off the bench for this Hawks lineup. Last time they met, Cairns had just 7 total. Edwards inside, swooping his way to the hoop and scoring. And he keeps on barking. He might just be yelling into the abyss, Rob Edwards, but he's getting himself going.
15 already. You're not a fan, Copes?
I'm a fan because I said he's going to get 40.
Of the talking?
I did predict. No, I'm not worried about that. It's easy to talk, but when you've lost 15 in a row, just, you know, get the win first, and then you can do all the yapping you want to do.
I like it for the sake of it's right now helping them pick up their energy.
And him as well. It's helping him play. So I'm a fan. I talk a lot of trash myself. But you probably need to win a couple games to be able to walk the walk, you know?
Doing up at the moment, 16 on 6 of 12 shooting. His team down by 3. Top versus bottom. Cal inside. Galloway spikes it into the backboard. Foul on the way through. This man who is in MVP contention. First season in Illawarra after a season with the Phoenix and then with Adelaide. Put up some big numbers in the back half of last year.
And sometimes that's all a player needs, especially an import who comes over to a new country, a new league. We know he had his injury concerns with the Phoenix, and then at Adelaide he got moved to the point guard halfway through the season. But then the way that Justin Tatum wanted him on this team, that's all you need is a coach who really believes what you can do, can benefit their team, get another step closer than they got the year before. And that is exactly what's happened here with Trey Kell at the Hawks.
It was very early in that free agency period too.
Spot on.
So he was the priority. Identified a need that he could fit it. Went out and got their man, and hasn't he delivered? Entry into the ball game for Dylan Stith, who we haven't seen much of recently. Didn't play against New Zealand the other night. Cal forcing his way inside, fouled again. 2 more free throws coming up for Trey Cal.
He's just on another level. I mean, he gets to the basket when he wants to. He's making these little shots. He's passing the ball well. Well, we talked about it in the pregame, but if he continues to play like this, that MVP, why not, Pete?
He's right. And what's going to help his case is that they're the top team in the league. Team performance always matters. The MVP award more so than any other. Obviously, the Coach of the Year award as well. But even the All-NBL teams, not so much. You can have a very good statistical year and be in the bottom 2 if it's just that far superior to other players around. But MVP in particular, you've got to be in that top half of the ladder.
You keep a close eye on these things, Pete. There's no way that, I mean, given his MVP contention, he won't be in that first team as things are currently tracking Trey Cal.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, though, because Tyler Harvey, again, his efficiency, I think you're going to have him in there for sure. I think Tisha misses that one, but Adelaide, if they keep winning games, Kendrick Davis, Bryce Cotton, and Kendrick are probably locks. Say probably, they are.
7-point game, minute and a half to go in this second term. Rob Edwards puts his head down again, steps his way inside, tries to get crafty with it. No good on the finish that time. Harvey, a fumble, gathers, fires, it connects.
You cannot run with this team, Pete. You cannot run. I don't know why you would want to.
You're right, because, again, they go 9 deep. They have their 4 main bench guys. Tom Blanchfield plays a handful of minutes here and there, and they all come in fresh, and the pace never drops.
Tyler Harvey shooting 43% from downtown this season. Brad Rosen said right at the start of the quarter, the Hawks are going to score 30 in this term. They've got 29, and they've got time to cross that mark. Rob Edwards chatting to Darius Days, maybe a little bit more friendly on this occasion.
Pull the chair? Did he pull the chair?
I think he just lost balance. It's going to make Days lose balance. Those are the ones if you're hickey. They're turnovers that you don't deserve.
Cal comes out of the game, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. For him, Edwards has 16 at the other end, 6 of 13 from the field. Armstrong, Edwards, Antonio, Higgins, Titcher and Groves, the lineup to close the quarter for Adam Ford. They send the trap at Taron Armstrong. He just gets it to Edwards. Now it opens up for the Snakes. Oh. Lovely pass from Groves, and AHT puts a lid on it.
Great pass.
Oh, wow. Harvey from miles out, and Days will get the second chance opportunity at the line.
2 for 1. Tyler Harvey pulls up from the car park, but have a look at this. Just throw it up there. Higgins Titcher will go get it. There's Tyler Harvey from the Kmart logo, and there's Darius Days. Not a whole lot that Tanner Groves did wrong. In the end, he picks up his 3rd foul. That's one if I'm Adam Form. He's got no timeouts left to challenge. You would wish he had one. Because that's 3 fouls now on really your only big man.
He's been in foul trouble over the last few games. That's Tanner Groves.
It's just frustration there from Adam Ford.
What do you think he's saying?
Sure
Put you on the spot.
I don't know. I don't think we're allowed to play or whatever he said, but that'll be a nice gif online.
Could have been saying Happy New Year.
Trying to equal their biggest lead of the game so far. The Illawarra Hawks, 29 seconds remaining in this term.
I think he said we missed some calls. It's okay. Thank you for everything.
Merry Christmas. 54-45. Oh, Hickey almost got the takeaway, and Armstrong's put it over and back in the process.
I didn't see grab.
Hickey, he's a tone setter. There's Hickey as we get a timeout here from the Hawks. They want to finish with a highlight play going into halftime.
So Tangerine timeout, 54-45. Plenty of time here for the Hawks to work with. Justin Tatum is going to go to the whiteboard. Let's see what he draws up.
So this will end up with H.J. Lee, surely.
Do we got 19 or 14 seconds? 19. Okay. We got
14 seconds. 14 seconds.
We know what it is. I'm on that. So we know what it is. All right?
Yep.
All right. Look, so I got, so it's, oh, Trey at the top. Look for the back screen.
You got time to go twice.
You go twice, and then for the back screen. Yep, time to go twice. Yep, you the screen, you the PG. You the PG. You the screen, and you two come off of it.
Hey, I'm gonna drill you, mate.
I'm going to take a guess. Oh, Matt, just Tatum didn't want to give anything away.
A bit of gamesmanship from the Hawks coach.
I still think it's going to end up with a Hyungdong Lee 3, just to really set this crowd alight.
Coming off a double screen, perhaps.
That's about all we got out of it.
Yeah, sort of hinted it, but I'm hit or miss with that sometimes. I mean, coaches don't want to give away what they're running.
Because there's definitely something at the other end that's listening and coming straight down there and telling them what they run. Yeah, of course.
We're also about to see what he drew up.
Double screen coming, single screen coming off.
9 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Lee, it's not what they drew up. They'll get it to Harvey. He'll get a good look. It won't go. Lee recycles the possession. Higgins-Tidger comes across and fouls him.
And Lee's head went in straight into the knee of his teammate Days.
Hope H.J. Lee's okay.
Right there, right into the knee. Oh, great camera work too. Hopefully he's all right. I'll tell you what, there's one way to check to make sure he's okay with it. Knocks to the head, just send him to the free throw line because he's a guy who doesn't miss too many.
His first tonight, but across the course of the season, he's only missed the 6. So 30 of 36 on the season. Kel's coming out of the game. Mason Peatling checking back in. Harry Staines coming out too. Cal with 16, 5 and 2 as we go toward half-time. Rob Edwards has 16 at the other end. Alex Higgins-Tidger has 10. He has been active in this one. Lee makes it a 10-point game. 11 is the biggest Hawks lead in this first half. Edwards is going to have to go the half-court heave. Gets every bit he can. Ooh. Can't hit. And we go to half-time with a game-high margin for the home team. The Illawarra Hawks 56 lead this plucky Cairns Taipans team 45. It's been a fight from the Taipans to start this one. They trail by 11 at half-time, but it's been a much improved performance from where they were on New Year's Eve. Let's get some reaction at half-time. Brad Rosen's got Darius Days.
I do, Darius. Looks like you got some bounce in your step tonight. 10 points, couple of rebounds. You're looking good out there. How you feeling?
I feel good. We got to continue getting better and executing against our spots.
45 points for the half. Just feels like that's giving up too much on the defensive end. Is that what you feel?
For sure. We just got to do better. We have to do better. We have to do better. We preached all week before this game that we got to get back on our winning streak, but we got to do the things that help us get into the game to win. So we got to just keep doing better.
Thanks so much. Good luck for the second half. Matty, over to you.
I'm with Rob Edwards. Rob, I described that as a fighting performance by Cairns in the first half. What about you?
Same. That's all we can do, man. We just got to fight for real. We know what we're coming into, so, I mean, may the best team win.
What impressed you most about the first half?
Just our will to stay in the game, our will to fight, and, you know, be hungry, regardless of how the game going or whether we make a mistake or whether they score on us. It's just next play mentality for us right now.
16 points on 6 of 11. Nice to see the shots falling again.
Yeah, for sure. Been working on that.
Well, good luck in the second half.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So the Cairns Taipans, they trail, but not by the margin many would have expected it. So Hawks 56, the Taipans 45 after the break. Leonard Copeland, Peter Hooley and Joel Peterson have all your first half highlights from the sandpit in Wollongong.
A fighting performance is a good way to sum it up for this Cairns Taipans team in the first half, coming in undermanned and underdog to Illawarra. Never an easy place to play. Taron Armstrong has been dishing the ball delightfully in that first half. It's an 11-point Illawarra Hawks lead, but it's been impressive stuff from the Snakes when they've had their opportunities in this first half. 56-45, Joel Peterson, Pete Hooley and Leonard Copeland with you. What do the numbers tell us from that first half, gents?
Well, there's been a lot of shots. That's the one thing. Both teams are getting up and down the floor with extreme pace. And again, look at the free throw discrepancy. 15 free throws to 5. I think that's just been Trey Kell mainly putting heat on the rim. And if you want to beat the Illawarra Hawks, if you want to try and match their pace, you're going to have to outshoot them from deep. That's really one way to do it, is you're not going to be able to sustain this and really try and get the easy baskets they're getting. You've got to find another way to do it.
Absolutely. Trey Kell, he's been terrific in that first half. We kind of had him on early triple-double watch, 16, 5 and 2 as we go to the half. He's going to need a big second half, but he's been really influential.
He's been fantastic. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. But it's the way he's playing. He's playing at his own pace. He's getting to the basket. He's dishing the ball. And guys are going on the screens. You can't go on the screens on this guy. His confidence is sky high. He's carrying this team. He's the leader of this team, so you have to know where he is at all times.
Yeah, he's been terrific. We can't sing his praises any higher because he means a lot to this team. It means a lot to what they can achieve down the stretch to the business end of the season. I just love his composure. I think that's what has really impressed me the most. His Blackmore shot chart. There's not too many dots and X's on there because he's been living at the free throw line. With his size, with his body, the way that he gets into the keyway, he's a triple threat player.
Absolutely is. He can do a little bit of everything. As Matty said, he had the only triple-double last season. He's hunting one this season as well. Rob Edwards at the other end. He's got 16 of his own. He's been leading the charge for the Snakes. He's been aggressive. He's been physical. He's been really everything they needed.
He has. You called for this, Copes. And again, it's no surprise that if the Cairns Taipans want to win a game, he's going to have a match. He's their leader on offense. It's him and Taron Armstrong, especially with no Sam Wardenberg available. And I like the fact that they're only down 11. The way they've fought, the way they've gone about it, he's led the charge because I do think Sam Wardenberg's their most important player. With him not being there, they need a big one from him, and he's done it.
They do, and look, we spoke about him talking a little trash, but that's how he gets himself going, and that's how he gets his team going. 16 points. I reckon he will get 35 to 40 points in this game, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He's going to need some help from somebody else because of the amount of shots that he takes.
Needs another 24 to make your bold prediction of 40 before the game. What do you reckon?
I've been good all year, so I think probably 40.
Look at these guys laughing at me.
Gee whiz, let's talk Saturday hoops. Let's get away from that as quickly as we can. Summer shootout starts tomorrow. You two looking forward to being in Adelaide.
Oh, that's a big one. We know what happened last time.
What happened? What do you think is going to happen this time? Let's just keep it.
It's going to be a sellout again at Adelaide Entertainment Centre. The Sixers need a win to keep their season alive, and then afterwards the shootout continues as well. This was my pick. The Kings were my pick.
See, you want to change your mind now?
No, I'll stick with it.
Okay.
Josh Adams coming in for the Bullets as well. Of course, we've seen him in the NBL before, so plenty of talent in that matchup. Big Saturday of hoops. Big second half coming up here in the sandpit as well. 11-point Hawks lead. What can the Snakes do about it? We're about to find out.
I remember that game being a really big game for us. Just everything that we've gone through to start the year. The morale of, I think we were up in that game and they came back and hit some tough shots.
I thought we played some pretty good D. Patrick Miller took a tough shot, made it.
He's going to force his way inside again.
Oh, he does
and he's done it again.
I'm just thinking to myself, oh man, like we can't drop another game.
They're going quick. They've got no timeouts here, the Hawks.
I remember I just got the ball and I tried to just survey the court. I necessarily didn't think I was going to shoot it. I remember I saw Gary come and set a screen, and I just tried to get to my spot and give myself the best opportunity to make the shot. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all you can really do.
It's going to be Tyler Harvey. You know
special.
it will be.
He's done it before.
From the logo. Tyler Harvey's done it.
Tyler Harvey, you star.
In front of the home fans, the Taipans are shocked.
Sometimes the ball goes in, sometimes it doesn't, but you want to give yourself a chance.
I've seen Tyler do that. Come back, crossover back to the left and shoot that shot a million times. As soon as he left his hands, I was like, I think we're good.
So we reviewed that, and there's that identical play with McVeigh. I'm going to put Wardenberg and Bull in the firing line of this. We make the shot, and then there's a moment where we just switched off and everybody jogged back, and we're in no man's land. Both guys not really defending anybody, then both running out to the short last moment.
From the logo.
Let's kick to the nuts, but it's, you know, it's relevant because there's two examples of that, and hopefully there won't be a third.
I enjoy those moments. I think that's where my mind is the quietest. I think in those moments you don't have time really to think. You're just going off reaction. So I think in those moments you're just looking to make the right play. And like I told you, sometimes it's going to work out, sometimes it's not.
He's just done that so many times. He's so good at it. You know, if the game's on the line, I trust the ball in that man's hands 10 out of 10 times.
That is what Tyler Harvey does.
I'm glad that shot went in. I mean, that was a big game for us.
He's got a clutch gene, Tyler Harvey, there is no doubt about that. That was round 5 last year, of course. They met in round 16 later in the season. It was Lat Mayen who hit the buzzer beater to win that game for Cairns. So there's been some classic finishes between these two teams of recent times. The Taipans are hoping there's another one tonight as Rob Edwards gets his second half going. He's frustrated that he missed the layup, but was fouled on the way through. Joel Peterson, Pete Hawley, Leonard Copeland, Brad Rosen, Matt Russell with you. Great to have you with us. Friday Night Hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. As you see it, it's first versus 10th, but the scoreboard wouldn't necessarily suggest that so far, Copes.
No, you're right. These guys are hanging around, and that's what you can't do with a team like this because they can get hot. Repeat, I'd like to ask you, what did Cairns need to do to get this win?
That first set was perfectly executed, well drawn up. You got Rob Edwards turning the corner, curling off that pin down and putting his heat on the rim. It's hard because you probably have to say, it sounds cliche obviously to outscore them, but I just don't see them getting enough stops. So you also need to continue to run up the score whilst hoping that Illawarra have an off quarter in one of these 2 quarters scoring the ball.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send a double at Kel off of Swakala Bullock. Now, Swakala Bullock can make shots, but I'd rather him take the 3 than Kel or Harvey. So send a double at Harvey, send a double at Kel, make someone else beat you from the outside.
Edwards no good. Galloway puts it back up and in. So first couple of points out of this second half for the Taipans.
They've had some good runs in the first half as well. Couple 3-4 minute patches here and there. Good block there from Galloway, and this is another one.
Had an 11-0 run to take the lead in that second period. Swakala Bullock gets tangled up with Taron Armstrong. Back to the starting lineups for both teams here in this second half. With us earlier, it is the 13th different starting lineup Adam Ford has employed throughout the course of this season. Justin Tatum has only needed 3, and he's stuck with the same 5 for 9 games in a row. No Sam Wardenberg tonight, no AK Gak. This man's under the weather, but he's not showing it. Tanner Groves makes it a 4-point game.
And he's been good at that. He can stretch the floor, get those big men out of the middle, knock down those 3s.
7-0 run to start the half. fight for the rebound after Harvey misses the three. Armstrong comes up with it, pushes the pace, takes the bump, gets inside and finishes. Taron Armstrong, that is a thing of beauty.
So tough. To cop the bump as well.
Do we have it? These guys will come out hard. I'm expecting a timeout from Tatum.
Cop 2 bumps. Good enough to finish.
Great move from Taron Armstrong. And we do indeed, Leonard, have a Tangerine Tatum timeout. 2-point ball game, 56-54. Minute and a half played in this third period, and they would love to see that young man hitting his straps in this game, because after the form he's been in the last couple, Pete, his confidence could have taken a shot, but he's been back to at least flashes of his best.
For sure, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He's got a steal as well. It's his composure, and again, it's hard, right? When you're still trying to make this leap, and again, I'm the one, there's a few other people who've been told that NBA teams have their eyes on what he can be, and every time an NBA team looks at talent here, whether it's a next star or a local talent, if it's not the Matthew Dellavedova situation where you've been there, done that, and you're getting another opportunity to go back, it's what can you be down the road for us? That's what the draft is for. Unless you're a lottery pick or you're one of the top 3s or the unicorns like Wembanyama, you're drafting on potential, you're signing on potential, you're giving opportunities on potential that, okay, maybe 2 years down the track when you're a bit older, you're in the system of an NBA team for a couple of years, this is what you could be. And that's why they're high on what Taron Armstrong can be. You mentioned the comparisons to Josh Giddey, they're very close. That's what's been there a lot with the floor vision. A bigger point guard than most. There's a lot of that talent around the league.
He's strong, he's smart. But the good thing about him this year is he's starting to score a little bit more, which is going to help his game as well.
Shooting the 3-ball at 42% on the season, averaging 15 points a game. He's had a couple of monstrous performances, particularly in those early wins for the Taipans. Came back with a real bang after an early season injury. Oh, terrific block from Galloway. An emphatic denial of Froling. And Armstrong's putting the moves on at the other end. Now they go into clear-out mode for Rob Edwards. Finds Armstrong. Extra pass to Groves. Underneath for Edwards. Cairns are in front.
We got a ball game.
Oh, hello. Wow.
Here we go.
This is the freedom that they can play with. They just give up loud down the other end because Tanner Groves can't foul. But this was the one of the 2 ways it could have gone, Copes. You see that just the ball's zipping around. They're putting their head down.
12-2 out of the interval after they trailed by 11. They asked Pregame for some fight, some resolve. It's exactly what they've shown. Armstrong sizing up, Froling, stepping back and cashing it.
Wow. I reckon 40 would have gone in at halftime. Giving him a piece of his mind. I mean, they played well, but they turned the ball over a little bit too much, and that's what got Illawarra the scores on the basket, because they started running. They're playing at their own tempo. Now Cairns are in charge here.
It's ruled a 2 for Armstrong. Have a look at this move.
That's one of the things that impressed me most with his shooting this year, and that is a 2. His right foot is on the line. But he's shooting off the dribble. Yeah, he's been playing with it a little bit, dancing on the spot, but that's something that Adam Ford, he was talking to us a couple of weeks ago, he said that was a challenge he was given, was to lift his shooting, and he's done that.
Trakel may not be living at the free throw line tonight, but he's certainly renting there.
Yes, he is.
8 of 8 so far in the ball game. He's got some property in that particular part of the court. So back to a 1-point lead. Tyler Harvey, as Jackie David quite eloquently described, holding Taron Armstrong's hand as he made his way down the floor.
I wonder if Taron Armstrong was pulling a veteran move and holding him.
But he's smart, though. He does that he plays like that, which is what I love about him. He's not afraid to back down. He's strong, he's aggressive, he's confident.
2 number 1s, Harvey and Armstrong, engaged in battle. Now a foul on Olbrich. So the Hawks are in the penalty less than 3.5 minutes into the quarter.
That's scary.
This is what we talked about, though, a danger game, because it's human nature to just have that little seed in your mind of we can roll out here, and if we play it 70% our best basketball, we should have enough to get over the line. You've got a Cairns team that after halftime have just played really loose, and they're smiling.
And you know, if they're smart, they'll swing that ball from side to side and get to the basket. Forget about the threes unless you're wide open. Let's move that ball from end to end, side to side, make these guys play some defense because they're in foul trouble now. I'd want to live on the free throw line for this next 6 minutes.
So the lead back in Taipans' hands. Ball goes up with it. It's knocked up in the air and last touch by Armstrong by the looks. Days, Harvey, Cal, Swakala, Bullock, Ulbrich, the 5 for Justin Tatum. Still those 5 starters out there for the Taipans. Armstrong, Edwards, Galloway, Groves, Bradshaw. Harvey sizes up Bradshaw, fires, short. Rebound falls to Cal. And that's money for Tyler Harvey, the leaner.
And that's what they can't afford. They can't afford to give him a shot, give him an offensive rebound, and give him another shot. Because Illawarra are too good.
4th lead change in the quarter. 4 minutes in, as we said, the Hawks are in the penalty from this point out, fouls-wise. Armstrong gives up the first look. Like the second better. Foul underneath. And that's going on Ulbrich. That'll be 2 shots for Tanner Groves.
And this is a lesson to all the young bigs out there. Tanner Groves has to face up. You've got to be on the front foot, because if he's not leaning back with the ball above his head, he would have hit Taron Armstrong for a layup on that first initial cut. He was wide open. It was a great screen. But when you're just running the play and not just trying to score and look at every opportunity, you miss those things. And you saw that little cheat in as well from the defense in the corner. That's just a little tip for the young guys out there, the big guys, just always be on the front foot so you're able to zing that pass.
And you're right, because these guys are in foul trouble, so you want to be on that front foot anyway. I want them backing up. I want them to think I'm going to the basket, so they're backing up.
Always be a threat, whether it's on the ball on the floor, shooting it, or passing.
Perfect at the line tonight. The Taipans, another lead change. Harvey gives us yet one more. 6 in the quarter, Hawks by 2.
3 of 10, he's had a tough night. Shooting the 3 ball, but it doesn't take many for him to fill it up.
Armstrong waves Higgins Titcher away. Comes around Groves, matched up with Ulbrich, puts it on the floor, rising high. Hickey, Cal, and Days. 3-ball drops for Darius. And the Hawks find themselves with some breathing room once more. 68-63 at the timeout with 5:17 remaining in the third.
Maybe we don't have a ball game, so I'll take it back.
They've got so many weapons who can get hot from 3. So they've got Tyler Harvey and Youngjong Lee, 2 of the best shooters in the league. Days, who can stroke it. Trey Kell can stroke it. Tom Blanchfield, seen it plenty of times as well.
So 68-63, they've got no shortage of options, Pete. And the man who's pulling all the levers is Trey Cal. We spoke about his NBL journey earlier. So there you see his first season with the Phoenix, 12.5 points, only 3 assists a game. He moves to the point guard spot late in the season with Adelaide. Those numbers start to climb. And this year, he has been absolutely outstanding in red and white of Illawarra.
No, he's been unbelievable.
Looks better in that uniform anyway.
I think most people look better in that particular Illawarra uniform. That is a thing of beauty. Adelaide rocking their statement uniforms tomorrow, by the way. Those gorgeous fine wine coloured ones. But, yeah, that man has been a revelation since coming to the Hawks this season. There's his numbers tonight, 26 and 3, 5 of 9. You chuck in 8 of 8 at the free throw line there as well.
And it's also what he's brought to the team. I mean, the team was on a roll last year, but he's that extra piece that they needed. He controls the tempo. He's big, he's strong. gets it done.
Speaking of strong, Tanner Groves pulls down the rebound. He will go to the free throw line. Let's check in courtside. Matty Russell.
Yeah, Justin Tatum very aware his team is over the limit with 5 minutes to play in this quarter. He said no more contact, go under screens, no more fouls. Brad Rosen, what was Adam Ford saying?
Well, it was very interesting, Matty, because Adam Ford turned around and said, let's switch the on-balls because they're worried about Harvey and the others getting off here. So they said, let's switch them, be aggressive, but offensively, keep looking to take your shots.
Thank you, lads. Let's have the insights of Matty and Brad roaming the sideline in the sandpit. Cal coming through the lane.
Ford just talking to the bench. It looked like the right call.
Taron Armstrong doesn't necessarily agree with that.
It's only his second.
He might have a case. Yeah, no.
We are. We're going to get it, I think. We're going to get the coach's challenge you're after.
Yep. Looks that way. Adam Ford is going to review this one.
Based on that, I think that's what they were waiting for on the bench, was that replay from that exact angle.
But every time we jump to conclusions, there's another angle that the referees tend to look at, and we're always wrong. Or Pete's always wrong anyway.
So coach's challenge 68-64. Having a look at this one for Adam Ford. 4:53 remaining in this third period. Top versus bottom in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Let's take another look at this.
This is a different angle as well, Copes. Goes out of the restricted circle.
I'm saying that's a charge. Yep, we need to ask him.
So 68-64, the call is going to be unsuccessful on the coach's challenge. Scott Butler is in the replay centre. Scott, what was the deciding factor there?
So the defender never clearly establishes legal guard position directly in front of his opponent. Trey Kell tries to go around, and then the contact is down the side. That's what turns this into a blocking foul.
Is that sliding of the left foot there, the giveaway, Scott?
Yeah, sliding by the right foot of Armstrong to his right towards the baseline, correct.
Appreciate the explanation.
So I think then if it was just half a second later, I don't think the left matters too much, Joel. If you've already established your body and your left is just catching up with your body, then you've already kind of got that position.
Hold, spot.
Right foot still moving closer to the baseline. So foul there on Alex Higgins-Titcher. Olbricht's got 3 for the Hawks. Sam Frolling's got 3. Edwards, Higgins-Titcher and Groves all have 3 for the Taipans. There is Lockie Olbricht laying it home.
This is special. Kell milked that one and dropped it off to the big fella inside.
Up to 4 assists, 6 rebounds for Trey Kell. He needs to get busy, but it's within touching distance. Armstrong putting it on the floor. Bradshaw for 3, hand in the face, a little bit strong. Through the hands of Higgins-Titcher.
Why are they shooting threes when they have this team in the foul trouble? Get to the basket.
Just like Rob Edwards did.
Just hanging around.
Kell back the other way. He tosses it away. And the door is open here for the Cairns Taipans. Hickey coming across on Bradshaw, fouls him. And Pedro Bradshaw doesn't like the contact.
Hey, he kicked me, man. They won't kick me while I was right here. Okay, we're going to review it.
So there you get Pedro Bradshaw's side of the story.
Well, I mean, Pedro Bradshaw, he doesn't react. He's
pretty calm, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very calm. So there you go. You can hear the referee mic there.
Replay? I like the review. Okay, can you do replay? We have an initial shooting foul on number 6, Will Hickey. We would like to review the follow-up action for a possible unsportsmanlike foul.
So there you heard the call from Ken Widgeon saying they're going to be reviewing the follow-up. So they've got the foul, and what happens here?
Had a few words to say.
Oh, That right foot.
You didn't have to do that.
That's exactly right, Coach.
Yeah.
Regardless of how soft it might have been, you just do not have to do that.
Yeah.
He's hardly kicking a 50-yard field goal, but
no,
he also doesn't have those feet planted.
That's right. At the end of the day, you don't want anyone to get hurt. It's a hard foul. You just look.
It was a good contest in the air too. We've seen him get some of the best chase down blocks in the league, and as you said, there's absolutely really nothing in it besides the intent that he just didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
It's just not a good look either. As we said, Pedro Bradshaw, he's not one who would have been chirping all game too.
First one, black 6, it's a head. Then we have black 6 for an unsportsmanlike. So we have 2 shots, 2, and then possession. You good?
It costs your team. Yep. You know, at the end of the day, you get it blocked, you give them a stare, and you walk away.
It's a bit of a slam dunk for Will Hickey. Unfortunately, that was going to be the unsportsmanlike once that replay landed. Great camera work along that baseline too, to be right up close and personal with that.
It's just a brain fade, isn't it? Just not a good look, regardless of how little it might have been. I've seen a few of those this year where you get punished for the intent of what you're doing.
In that case, rightfully so.
How many shots did he get?
Pedro Bradshaw. One more, so the 2 for the original foul, 2 for the unsportsmanlike. And if that isn't enough, possession.
And the ball, that's right. Wow, that's a brain fade right there.
Especially when the Hawks were up 5 only a couple of moments ago. We've had 6 late changes in the corner already. We could have a 7th here. This Taipans team will not go away. Edwards for 3.
Why are we shooting threes? Get the ball to the basket.
Been in the bonus for the last 3.5 minutes.
That's a real settle kind of shot. Lee at the other end. Tied at 70. Hawks have won both between these teams by a combined 39 so far this year. Cairns lost by 24 to the 9th place Breakers on New Year's Eve, and they're making a fist of it, an almighty fist of it, against the top team in the competition. Higgins-Titcher inside, he's fouled. You heard Adam Ford screaming at him to shoot it. He makes his move and gets some contact on the way through. He can hand the Taipans the lead.
We've seen him knocking out from outside plenty of times. It needs a call as well. Days didn't establish that position. Tried to get outside the charge circle.
Trailed by 11 at half-time, the Cairns Taipans have restricted the Hawks to only 14 points so far in the quarter, scored 25 of their own, and they have the lead back once more through Alex Higgins-Titcher, 71-70. He has got 11 points, and Matt Russell, again, another impressive performance from this promising youngster.
In a recent huddle, Justin Tatum said to his team, keep attacking number 11. He said, I can't remember his name, but keep attacking number 11. Well, Justin, it's Alex Higgins-Titcher. And I reckon before long, the whole of the NBL will know the name of number 11, if they don't already. Alex Higgins-Titcher, out of Sydney, now playing with Cairns. What a prospect he is.
Absolutely, NBL 1 All-Star with Inner West. Played some basketball in Africa in the most recent off-season as well. And when he has come into the game this season, he has had some big performances. That one's waved off from Olbrich, foul before the 3 ball. 7 lead changes in the quarter. 8-0 run for the Taipans. 3 minutes remaining in the third. Joel Peterson, Pete Hawley, Leonard Copeland, Matt Russell, Brad Rosen with you. Friday night in the NBL, Trey Kell with the tough turnaround.
Cairns have to be smart here. Swing that ball from side to side. Make that defense shift and get to the basket.
At Adnam guarded by Ulbrich, stepping back and lacing a triple.
Or step back and shoot the three, whichever one you feel.
Well, another one of his former teams, Kyle Adnam. There's a few of them.
Lee at the other end, no good. Adnam the rebound.
Maybe his career first. Adnam on the rebound.
Yes, that's cruel, Pete Hooley, as Higgins titulates that one home.
7-point lead for Cairns. Things are getting a little antsy in the crowd.
32 points, their equal best scoring third period of the season. We've still got 2 minutes remaining. Harvey scooting inside. Haven't scored more than 35 points in a quarter this season, the Taipans. Froling getting set to check into the game on the sideline. Edwards guarded by Cal, time winding down on the shot clock. Red numbers now, behind the back, into the paint, fights his way through. He's fouled and he's still talking.
He's talking to the crowd.
So Rob Edwards to go to the free throw line. Cairns Taipans lead by 5. Minute 36 remaining in this third period. And so far, Brad Rosen, as we take a look at the Amy replay before we get down to Brad. Kyle Adnam just sizing things up. Here's a nice move from the point guard. Brad, it's been performance from the Snakes that's been full of merit.
It has been amazing, and I listened to Copes there, and I can tell you Coach Ford is important to get to the hoop. They're in foul trouble and make sure we get to the free throw line. But how about this performance from Cairns? This team on New Year's Eve got told there was talk that should Adam Ford be still coaching this team. He's come to Illawarra, who are the top team in the league. They're 6-point up with a minute and a half to go in the third, boys. What a great job by Adam Ford and his team so far.
Right, Brad, he's doing a great job. He's got these guys.
They've had these glimpses, though, Copes, in this losing streak where they've looked really, really strong. They've had a lot of fourth quarter struggles, and a lot of that's been from the shoulders up, too, mentally. They put themselves in the position to close out a win.
Taipans get another bucket. They lead by 6, minute to go till three-quarter time. In these last quarters, they have been their absolute downfall so far this season. They've won 4 all season. They've lost their past 14, the Cairns Taipans. Adnam for 3. Kyle Adnam makes it a 9-point lead for the visitors. This would be one of the biggest upsets in NBL history.
Let me tell you something. Teams like Melbourne United and Sydney are sitting at home right now saying, what if?
But as you said, Joel, as you alluded to, Copes, the fourth quarter's been a real enemy to the Taipans. They've put themselves right in the driver's seat. So what happens? Do they continue where they've started this third quarter with 38 points on the board? It's been loose, it's been free. They've really tried to push the pace. They've taken a lot of poor shots that you've highlighted, Copes. But in the end, they managed to put up 38. Do they stick at that, or do they get a little tense that they could be nearing an opportunity to break their losing streak? And Illawarra, we know, aren't going to stop pushing the pace.
Well, you know, right. Illawarra are going to pick their game up that fourth quarter. They know they got to play better defense, and they got to push the pace.
9 points, the biggest lead the Taipans have had in the game. A team that has lost their past 15 against an Illawarra team that's only lost 6 all season and only won by double figures. Galloway for 3. That's offline. Time remaining here for the Hawks. Swakala Bullock goes straight to the hoop and scores. And he leaves a little window for the Taipans. 4 seconds for Armstrong. All the way inside. He lays it off to Groves, who puts it in. And the Cairns Taipans go to three-quarter time, leading the top of the table, Illawarra Hawks by 8. Stay tuned for the final term. This could be a monumental upset. The visitors by 8 with a quarter to go.
Points, 4 boards for Jesse Wagstaff, and an excellent catch. Up to 39. Kings have had enough.
Take your game from the local court to the big time. Step onto an NBL court after the final buzzer. Backing local ballers is just the beginning.
What have the Cairns Taipans got cooking in Wollongong? They trailed by 11 at half-time. They opened the third quarter with a 12-point run, and at the end of it, they had a 40-point quarter to lead it by 8 points. Justin Tatum agitated big time during three-quarter time. He labelled some of his players selfish for not wanting to get back at the defensive end. What response do we get from the Hawks? Brad Rosen, what happened in the Taipans huddle?
Well, Coach Ford was outstanding yet again. He gave them everything they need, as you see Lee lay it up here. Out of foul, so you'll get the free throw as well. The first thing he said, expect them to come up the court, and if they do, set early screens and push. Secondly, he said, keep running that with Kyle Adnam at the top with the on-ball screen. And the last thing, go win this quarter. You deserve it.
Brad, Matty, thank you. So Kyunjung Lee starts this final term off with the layup. Go to the line to add the bonus. So just some of the numbers around that third period. 21 points for the Hawks, 40 points for the Cairns Taipans. They're only the second team to score 40 in a quarter this season. Perth is the only other team that's done it. They lead by 5 at the moment. They have lost their past 14 fourth quarter.
Well, if they can just pick up where they left off in the third, they're going to be in the box seat. But the problem is, the other side of it is, he could get it really tense. Armstrong just stops on a dime, floats it home. It's one way or the other, Copes. Again, we've seen them really tighten up in fourth quarters when they get close to a win.
You're right, and what they can't do is give Illawarra multiple opportunities. You can't give them a shot, let them get a rebound and give them another shot. They're too good. You're gonna win this game. Play good defense, make sure you get a good shot on the other end.
87-82, John Peterson, Pete Hawley, Leonard Copeland, Brad Rosen and Matt Russell in commentary. Terrific to have you with us for what's turned into a memorable Friday night. Potentially a very memorable one for this Cairns Taipans team. Kyle Adnam leaning in, gets the call. Adnam, Edwards, Armstrong, Galloway, Groves, the 5 for the Taipans to start this final term. Froling, Swakala, Bullock, Lee, Harvey and Days out there for the Hawks. Edwards has 4 fouls. That's the thing to watch early on in this final term. Tanner Groves has 3. Sam Froling has 3 for the Hawks.
Got to maintain this really until get it down to the 4-minute mark. Because right now, Illawarra will still be very confident in what they can do. 88 points on the board for Cairns. And if they can just continue to keep the lead and then get down to the clutch, well, things might tighten up.
Fighting his way inside is Harvey. He scores. He'll go to the free throw line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
That's a bit of experience, a bit of skill, and a whole lot of confidence.
19 points, 6 of 17 for Tyler Harvey, 2 of 11 from 3. He's getting it done by putting his head down.
If there's a man that's going to come up big when you need it, he's number 1 in red and black. 3-point ball game. Edwards, the window. Zips it to Swakala Bullock. You see some pressure from Adnam. Harvey the screen from Froling. Now matched up with Groves. Tosses it inside. Froling's got a match up he likes. Goes straight over Armstrong, can't finish.
Technical foul here for flopping, it looks like.
One shot, bro. One shot.
Spot on, Pete.
Crowd don't like it. Looks worse in slow motion. I thought it, on live play, it looked like it was a pretty good call. Definitely picked the right direction.
There was a little bit of an elbow there.
Yeah, there definitely was.
Wasn't a great deal of resistance to that elbow, but there was certainly an elbow.
When you're playing D and you're backing up, all it takes is a finger or two. See, you wouldn't know anything about that because you never played defense, Pete. You understand? You got to speak to a guy who's played both ends of the floor.
Let us know if you see one anywhere.
There you go, Joe. I knew you were going to
When's the last time we did that? It would have been 1963, I reckon.
I've never taken the charge in my career.
And there you go.
Offensive foul. Tatum wants some change. Swakala Bullock comes out. Fourth on Tanner Groves there.
He's out. Galloway playing 5. Higgins Titcher playing the 4. They've got athletes.
And they had a moment in that game against New Zealand late in the second quarter when they had a really small lineup out there and it did some really nice things, but not for long enough. They didn't stick with it. Can they get something going here? Just fix the clock here. 89-85. The Taipans last on the table. The Hawks first on the table. It was a 40-point third term from the Cairns Taipans that has them in pole position, at least for now. But they will need to overturn a horror run of finishes in recent times. Have lost their past 14 fourth quarters. They have not scored more than 24 points in any final quarter this year. They are getting outscored by an average of 6 points in fourth quarters this season. They led by 8 at the start of this.
And the positive sign of this is Taron Armstrong with the shot clock winding down is going to have to get fancy.
Really fancy!
That's pretty fancy.
Wow. You know what Cairns can take out of this game? If you can play this well against the #1 team in the league and you down players, then why can't you play this well against everybody else?
No Gack, no Wardenberg tonight. Tanner Groves under the weather.
They've shot the ball pretty well. Hit 10 threes, 46% from the field. So I think the biggest challenge for them is when they haven't been shooting the ball well, can they still play with that swagger about them they've had in this game? Tyler Harvey has been living in there in the paint in the second half, but also on the flip side for Justin Tatum,
maybe after the game, but he will love the fact that they're getting challenged like this once again. He wants to get all these out the way before the end of January, start of February.
And when you're not at your best, can you still find a way?
Exactly.
That's what the last 6.5 minutes have got for us. Cal strips Higgins-Titcher. The hit ahead to Harvey.
Here they come.
As I said, they'll still back themselves. They'll be very confident.
6-0 run, foul on Tyler Harvey. And he wants every bit of support the Sandpit can muster.
Heavy replay. Armstrong, when shot clock was winding down, he still had some time left and said, I'll launch it. Tyler Harvey on the other end. 39 points between the star backcourt of Harvey and Kell.
(92-91) with 6 minutes remaining. Hawks have been dominant here between these two teams. 12 of 14 of the last matchups in this venue have gone the home team's way. Edwards is no good for 3. Blanchfield's out there, he can't corral it. Hawks can tie or take the lead on this possession.
2 of 10 for Rob Edwards.
Blanchfield for 3. Edwards in attack mode. Too much juice on it. Ulbrich with the steal, and then Higgins-Titcher fouls him. Crowd wants an unsportsmanlike call. Scored the past 6 of the game of the Hawks.
Higgins-Titcher's not done. It's 5 fouls as Tanner Groves comes back in with 4.
If Groves was to pick up one more, then there's a real conundrum for Adam Ford in the big man department.
Rob Edwards is on 4 as well.
Saw Rob Edwards earlier in the season, might have been against Perth. In the early part, pick up a late foul and fell out of a game that they were well and truly in. They're hoping to avoid the same fate tonight. Just over halfway remaining in this one. Hawks down by 1. Cal inside, Ulbrich up to his feet and up to the cup.
And they're back in front. Don't get rattled too often.
Eighth lead change in this second half alone. Groves on the take, make it 9.
He's been tough all night.
That's why he stay squared up and on the front foot. We highlighted in the third quarter from Tanner Groves.
Harvey, Cal, Hickey, Blanchfield, Ulbrich, the 5 for Justin Tatum. Cal, free throw line, jumper. It's a bit heavy. Collision of bodies in the paint.
Blanchfield came flying in.
Clean up the floor. Bodies everywhere in that painted part of the floor. At the Illawarra end of the court.
Look at Todd Blanchfield here.
Shot out of a cannon.
In the ruck.
Groves has got 17 tonight. 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 fouls, as Pete alluded to earlier. 6 of 8 from the field overall. Edwards leads the Taipans in scoring, 25, 8 of 24 from the field.
Wow.
Taron Armstrong, 20 points, 7 of 13 from the field. A bounce-back night for him, 5 rebounds, 3 assists for the Hawks. Trey Kell's got 28 and 6. Tyler Harvey's got 19. Ulbrich, Days, Lee all in double figures as well.
43 bench points for the Hawks.
Perhaps not quite that bold. But it was a prediction nonetheless, and one you can tick off the list, Pete, which we like. That man's got some work to do for Copes to get to 40 points by himself.
How did I know? You gotta throw that in there, Joe. How did I know it?
finish. He chucked it over the backboard. It dropped dead and dropped through the net.
Oh, they deserved that one because Rob Edwards missed Kyle Adnam. He was wide open in the corner. He's 2 of 2 from 3. In the end, Bradshaw with the tough finish.
He's ungainly, Pete. He's unorthodox, but he can be very effective at times, Pedro Bradshaw.
12 and 8 on the night.
4-point lead for the Taipans. Again, the challenge is with the Hawks. To claw their way back into this game, get the talons out. So they are the apex predator in this competition. Hickey on the way through with a tremendous finish.
It's a great take by Hickey, but if you're Rob Edwards, you've just got to get down and stance and carry a hand.
And that's what he doesn't do. Most of the time, he's either letting this guy go past him or he's going under screens.
Edwards to Groves, 3-ball. Again, an opportunity for the Hawks to draw level or go ahead. Cal, baseline, fouled.
That's the night done as well now for Tanner Groves.
So Tanner Groves has fouled out again. 6th foul out of the season for the big fella.
He's frustrated because he's been playing very well throughout the whole stretch recently. But even in this game, 17 and 9. He's got 3 assists as well. And I like the way he competes. Even when he has foul trouble, he doesn't shy away from the contact, but just some moments, just perhaps be a little smarter and not get yourself in that position.
The hand reaching.
Checking if the sub is legal because Kyle stepped on the
now
floor.
fouled out. He's passed 4 games.
No, well good.
Tanner Groves, and in 4 of his past 7. 5 of his past 7, I should say.
Well, these are big minutes now for Stith. He's only played the 4 minutes of the game.
And we know what he can do. I mean, just play defense and rebound.
Find yourself in the dunker spot on the offensive end. Getting ready to go off and finish strong.
Turned out to the tryout day with 40 others at Cairns in the off-season. Blew them off the floor. Adam Ford handed him the roster spot. Now handing him a big responsibility at the end of this one. Tied away at 97. 3 minutes to go. Potentially the upset of recent NBL history as Armstrong scythes his way inside, gets the call. Dylan Stith, who hasn't stepped foot on an NBL floor since December the 5th. He's playing crunch time for the Taipans.
Crowd don't like it all, but he read that. He read the pass fake from Armstrong. As I said earlier in this quarter, Cairns, you have to hope Illawarra give them a couple of misses down the other end. Just defensively, you trust the Hawks more to come up with stops. They just need to keep scoring the ball as well every opportunity.
5th 20-point game of the season for Taran Armstrong. He's got 22, 5 and 3. Foul on the play. Both teams in the bonus. Tyler Harvey will step to the free throw line. He is a 91% free throw shooter.
23 from the Hawks from the free throw line, 87%, and the Taipans just as good. 25 of 28.
Especially you consider last time out, Pete, they were 19 of 31 from the stripe, the Cairns Taipans. They were abysmal. Actually, both them and New Zealand were horrible from the free throw line on New Year's Eve. Harvey makes 1 of 2. That's uncharacteristic. 1 point game.
You guys put the jits on him.
Guys, that's Joel.
Joel throws you under the bus straight away.
Oh, into a problem. He's Galloway inside.
That's probably the basketball gods there, because that was a travel from Galloway.
2.5 minutes remaining.
And those are the ones he has to make. He's by himself under the basket.
Harvey for three. Gee, went around and out. Still no timeouts here in this final term either. We've had plenty of stoppages for fouls. 1 point Cairns lead. 2 minutes remaining. Armstrong found himself all alone. 3-point lead. And the Taipans have got 100 in the Hawks building.
I've seen Tatum go back to Sam Froling, who had the foul trouble early. Just the 17 minutes.
Tyler Harvey with 2 at the other end.
Scoring at ease. Whenever he gets the ball, he's putting it in the hole or getting to the free throw line.
Can we get a camera on Felix von Hoff right now? Because he predicted that Cairns would win this pregame.
Slow down, Joel. It ain't over yet. Slow down, son.
It's a Friday night. We do not need that.
I just want to see that man's reaction to what's going on at the moment. Edwards had it, lost it. Stipe had it blocked.
Not going to turn their hands. They're going to have to draw something up.
Half a second remaining on the clock.
They've only got 1 Taipans. Not going to waste it.
8.5 minutes gone. We haven't had a timeout as yet. This last quarter is rocketed by.
I understand.
Harvey, Cal, Hickey, Swakala, Bullock, Ulbrich, the 5 for the Hawks.
Point three's the cutoff for a quick catch and shoot, but they might be looking for a Galloway, something at the rim.
So 0.9 is what they put back on the clock. Armstrong, Edwards, Stipe, Galloway, Bradshaw, the 5 for Adam Ford. Cairns by 1. Last versus first. Armstrong, the heave. Bradshaw pulls it down. He was swarmed by Hawks. And possession arrow keeps it with Cairns.
Great rebound by Bradshaw.
He's ninth. Good back for Lords. Mason Peatling checks in. Swakala Bullock.
So far this season, Cairns has beaten Adelaide, Tasmania and Melbourne. It would be another massive scalp to add to their season. It would only be their 4th win of the campaign. Armstrong no good. Hickey elevates. He's fouled.
Talking about self-inflicted wounds in the 4th quarter for Cairns. That little slap to the face from Stipe and Tyler Harvey before, and now doing a good effort trying to get the extra possession on the offensive rebound. A bit overzealous.
So foul with Will Hickey at the line. He can take the lead here at the stripe. Matty Russell, this is tense late in the piece.
And the crowd reflects that 101-100, but now actually Hickey leaves one out there. So both teams score a century. Cairns for only the 3rd time this season. Their highest score all season, 104. The Hawkies to 100 for a 14th time. And of course, a 9th game in a row.
They did that 104, the Snakes, only a couple of weeks ago against Brisbane. Hickey misses both at the line, but he puts it straight back in, and the Hawks are back in front. 3rd lead change in the quarter.
Sorry, Joe. How do you let a guy who shoots the free throw then go get his own rebound?
Edwards is blocked at the rim.
Foul and Tanner Groves down really hurts the team.
And the Hawks fans rise to their feet in the sandpit. Maybe not what they expected tonight, but they've been given everything they bargained for. Tyler Harvey gets some contact.
Just the position that Dylan Stiles wouldn't have thought he'd be in. With Tanner Groves fouling out, he's come in at just 3 ill-timed fouls. But Tyler Harvey's a mastermind of this. He's doing his best to try and take out his landing space, but you have to contest that because that's as good as a layup for Tyler Harvey, who misses another one at the line.
2 of 4 for Tyler Harvey at the free throw line tonight. Unusual to say the least.
Now, Cairns are smart. They can really get a very good look and they can have a big say with a 2-for-1 opportunity.
103-101. It would be an historic upset, a monumental upset. It probably needed that from Bradshaw. The Hawks by 2.
And they get a stop.
Cairns get a stop here. They still got a chance.
It's been a night of fight and grit and determination from the Taipans. What have they got left in the tank here? Harvey inside, can't get it to go, but Ulbrich tips it home.
And that's what they do.
One of the competition's rising stars rises to the moment. And the Hawks lead by 4. 105-101, 17 seconds left. What a play that is for Lockie Ulbrich. Could be the decisive touch in the ball game, Coach.
That's the experience of the Illawarra Hawks. Anytime in that fourth quarter, they're gonna make a run. Cairns made some massive mistakes down the line, but they had a shot or a couple of shots to take the lead late in this quarter, and they missed them. So
has been a performance full of merit from this Cairns Taipans team. And they've still got some time to run with.
Getting a quick score and perhaps a steal or a quick foul, give themselves a chance.
4-point Hawks lead, 17 seconds remaining. Big upset on the line. Brad Rosen, what are the Taipans going with here?
Look for them to run a circle action and they'll try and get a quick to the basket, but if not a three. They have no timeouts left and it's a matter of try for the steal, if not foul straight away.
Edwards gets it into Armstrong. Taryn going to the cup. He is fouled. It wasn't a long way off falling. And Taron Armstrong goes to the free throw line for 2 very big shots.
Yeah, huge in the context of the game, but also this is exactly the test Justin Tatum is going to love when he goes back to review the game. They're closing out a game with Ulbrich, Peatling. We're going to get a challenge here from Justin Tatum as well.
Might as well.
Absolutely.
Game's over.
And if you're going to call a timeout if he makes 2 free throws anyway, then why not? You've got 2 timeouts. But also, you can't help but think that this game turned on that Tanner Groves foul out once again.
So the coach's challenge here as Armstrong makes his way. And it's a real throw at the stumps for Justin Tatum.
I'm going to be looking at where he takes off from and where he lands. Does he jump into Taron Armstrong, or does Taron Armstrong make all the contact with guys who are vertical in their cylinder?
(105-101). A big moment at the coach's challenge with 12 seconds remaining. Call was a block.
Yeah. Looked like Peatling jumped forward. But I've been so wrong, I'm afraid to say it.
I mean, ever so slightly, just looking where he takes off from, where he lands. I'm with you on that, Coach, which is unsuccessful, but he may as well.
So lands where we thought it probably would. 12 seconds remaining. 2 free throws to come for Taron Armstrong. The young man out of Northwest Tassie. He's the leader of this team. It's built in his image. He's got 24 points, 8 of 16, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, after going 2 of 19 in his previous games, and just scoring 2 points last time out. First is good.
They're going to have a chance to try and foul, try and get a steal before they foul, sorry. But you do not want the ball to go to Trey Kell or Tyler Harvey.
Second is short. It's in the hands of Hickey. He'd be a good man to foul if they can. He launches it up court. It's picked up by Edwards.
Here we go.
There might be a tail to right here. Rob Edwards putting the Taipans on his back with an extraordinary play in this league that you just cannot look away from, because anything can happen at any time.
Oh, Hickey, you've just got to take that foul. Rob Edwards, he's been struggling, but when his team needs it most, have a look at this. Just rises up.
Wow.
You know what this means right now, Copes, is 2 seconds is an eternity for a man named Tyler Harvey.
He loves these situations. But Felix Van Hoff did say Cairns might get this win.
105 apiece. Rob Edwards has all the confidence in the world. He exuded it in that moment. 9 of 26 from the field, but his 9th make was an enormous one.
He's tied now for the most 20-point scoring games in NBL 25 with Kendrick Davis, Bryce Cotton, and PJC. And I tell you what, though, if I'm Cairns, I'm nervous because there is a man on the other side of the floor who has done this time and time again.
So before that shot, he's 2 of 10 from outside in his last 3 games, so including tonight, 3 of 22.
This just has Tyler Harvey special written all over it.
Yeah, switch everything here.
Can they get it to him? How does it end? Days takes it away. Armstrong. Is there a foul? Is there a foul?
Wow.
There is a foul. Taron Armstrong.
He's going to have a chance to win it at the line.
Right, 2, block, 3 shots.
And that's a good call.
And when you thought the script had nothing left, that the ink had run dry, Taron Armstrong flips the page and he can write yet another intriguing chapter into this one.
Well, was it in time? Was the foul in time? That's what they're going to be looking at. Keep an eye on the backboard.
Yes. Yes, yes.
That contact happens before that time runs out.
Wow.
Taron Armstrong.
This league is bonkers. There is always something.
What an unbelievable finish. And the young man, the leader of this team, the head of the snake, is at the free throw line to ice it. One of the biggest upsets in recent memory. They're ahead.
You've got to put the ball in Tyler Harvey's hands. Just let him dive by. You're going to go to overtime at worst.
But some of the mistakes these guys made down the line, just...
They do not have a timeout, the Hawks.
They've got no time to even get off a shot. You can only tip it in under .3, so...
This is going to be a famous victory. The Taipans have pulled themselves off the canvas and they have pulled off a monumental upset.
Wow.
Credit to that man and to his team. What a remarkable night in Wollongong. The 15-game losing streak is over. The Taipans, bottom of the table, beat the top team, the Illawarra Hawks, 108-105 in a truly memorable Friday night in the Gong.
Just when you think you've seen it all, you get something we haven't seen before. There's always something special going on in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
What a finish. In many ways, what a bizarre finish.
Right, they deserved it, though. They played well enough in this game. You would think, if no one knew anything about basketball, you would know that was the last place team.
28 points for Taron Armstrong, 1 short of a career high. 9 lead changes in the second quarter. The Taipans score 63 points in the second half, come from 11 down at half-time. And for the first time in 16 attempts, they taste the sweetness of victory.
And again, both teams just looked like they didn't want to win down the stretch with some poor decision plays. The fouls from Cairns, the offensive rebounds they gave up, and then Hickey's turnover. He'd want that one back again, and then that last play. You've just got to get a shot off at all costs. I don't blame Hyungjong Lee. They shouldn't have turned the ball over. I know it's easy to say now in hindsight, just get out of the way.
108-105. Taron Armstrong has 28 points, the decisive plays in the game, and he is with Brad Rosen.
Taron, you look so cool. You have got ice running through your veins. Talk to me about those free throws in that last couple of minutes. How you feeling?
Obviously good. I mean, big play from Rob. Coming down the stretch, I wouldn't have had that opportunity if it wasn't for him and the rest of the guys taking care of business the whole game. Obviously, we've been in a really tough position, and you can imagine how difficult it's been when you're on a slide like that and just rocking up every day and continuing to do the right things and, you know, controlling what you can control. But, yeah, it's nice to get a win finally.
Let's go back to New Year's Eve, and there was a lot of talk. How did you not? New Zealand down on numbers. You guys came out. It really wasn't one of the better games. What soul-searching did you as a team do after that?
Yeah, I mean, we've been in that position a lot. I know there was a little bit of extra because Jackson Cartwright was out and he's such a big piece, but basketball is so up and down. It's so unpredictable. There's just as much failure as there... Oh, sorry, it's smelling it.
No, you're right.
As there is success. So, you know, you got to weather all that stuff and, you know, just continue to believe what you believe and stay true to that.
I'm jumping out of my skin, and you're just here as calm as anything. How does it feel right now that you've just won the game on the buzzer?
Yeah, good. I mean, I missed 3 free throws in a row last week on a 3-ball, and it's just the nature of the game. And I was so excited to have that opportunity. I felt so calm and so comfortable. Like everyone just hating on you a little bit. It's a cool feeling, and not many people get to experience it. So yeah, I'm very lucky to be in those positions.
Do you realise you haven't lost a game this year?
Haven't lost one?
Yeah, not this year.
True,
it's 2025. Congratulations, mate. What a fantastic win. You had 28 points. Outstanding. Good on you.
Great work, Brad. Terrific work. Taron Armstrong, the man from Wynyard. He's got ice water running through his veins. He seals it for the Snakes. They bite back the Taipans. They win by 3. We'll wrap it all up next.